guys, this is help with 2.6a on expected value. Expected value is what you would expect to get if something was done over and over and over again. So suppose like you are at a carnival and you have, 10 darts and you get to keep what you hit. So there's usually like lots of space in between because you're most likely to kind of hit it in here and not win, right? When a bunch of people play over and over and over again, how many prizes of each type would we expect to give out? So the way we figure out the expected value is we make a table. The bottom of the table is always the percent chance. The top is always like your prize or what you're playing for. In this case, we're playing for points. Okay, so the bottom of the chart is always the percent, which is either a decimal, a percent, or a fraction. So for this one up here with Jenna playing a game, she's going to have 3 things that she could get. She could get 10 points, she could get 20 points, she could get 30 points. As you read that, so that goes on the top. So with number 2, you'll also be putting points on the top. All right? This bottom is the percent chance, and it says there's a 0.1 probability, so we'll put a 0.1 here, which represents 10%. There's a 0.2 probability of 20 points, so we put a 0.2 there, or 20%. There's a 0.7 here, which is 70%. So if I was going to bet on what she'd get, I'd bet 30 points. But if she did it over and over and over and over and over again, what would her average points be if she did it thousands of times? And that's called our expected point value. And what we do is we multiply down. So we do 0.1 times 10 on our calculators. We do 0.2 times 20 on our calculators. And we do 0.7 times 30 on our calculator. And then what we do is we add across the bottom. And we have a 26. 26 is our expected points on average when the game gets played over and over again. Okay, so I'm going to go to another one. We'll do one more. I'm going to go to number 5. Matt wants to purchase a book at Joe's bookshop. Of the books in the shop, 60%, so the percents go on the bottom, so I'm going to grab my highlighter. I always like to grab those percents first, and they go on the bottom. So 60% cost $10, 40% cost $12. How much can he expect to pay for a book? All right. Again, on the bottom is our percent. On the top is our prize, which is our book cost. So I'm going to put dollars. 60% chance for $10 book. 40% chance for a $12 book. So again, you always put those percents in the bottom, and it's not always a prize, but what you're getting goes on the top. In the other one, it was points I was getting. With this one, it's money amount. But then I make my third column, or row, and I multiply 10 times 0.6 on my calculator. So you go to your calculator and you do 10 times 0.6. And then you go to your calculator and you do 12 times 0.4. And then you add up across the bottom row. 10.8 is your expected value. So it's not points in this case, it's dollars. So $10.80 is on average what you can expect to pay. Okay, so that's two of them really slow, but all you do is you read through and you find the percents. They go in the second row. Then you find what you're trying to get, points, heads and tails. It just depends on what we're trying to get, right? We add them after we multiply going down. Make sure those percents get changed to decimals by scooting over to if they're not already. So 10 times 0.6 plus 12 times 0.4. We add them up across and that gives us our expected value.